Hello everyone, Keyboard Alchemist here, and welcome back to another Stable Diffusion tutorial. It's an exciting day today because the highly anticipated SDXL 1.0 model from Stability AI was officially released just a few days ago. And it is now available to use with Automatic1111. In case you don't know already, SDXL 1.0 is the latest and greatest open model from Stability AI that is boasting a whopping 1024 by 1024 base image resolution and promises to deliver text-to-image generation that dwarfs its predecessors. I got my hands on it as quickly as I could and started testing it out. And let me tell you, the results did not disappoint. The best part about SDXL is that you have the option of running it locally on your PC with Automatic1111 for free as long as you have a graphics card with 8 GBs of VRAM or more.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to download and install the SDXL 1.0 base model and refiner models. I will also show you how to update your existing Automatic1111 web UI and show you some troubleshooting tips. If you need a tutorial on a fresh installation of Automatic1111, click the link on the upper right-hand corner or in the descriptions to view my previous video that provides a step-by-step guide on how to complete a fresh install. Finally, I will show you the results of my initial tests with the SDXL base model, comparing images generated by some of the most popular Stable Diffusion version 1.5 models with SDXL. So without further ado, let's get started. To start, let's go to Hugging Face and download both the SDXL base model and the SDXL refiner model. You will need to go to Files and Versions, then click on the down arrow icon next to the Safe Tensor file. Then go to the Refiner Model Hugging Face page and do the same thing. For convenience, I will leave links to the Hugging Face pages in the video descriptions. When the downloads are complete, go to your Automatic1111 main folder, then the Models subfolder, then Stable Diffusion subfolder, and drag and drop the Safe Tensor files here. Once the files are copied over, you can delete the other copies in your download folder. If you are like me and have been avoiding or didn't bother updating your Automatic1111 installation, then you will most likely have to do it now, because only the latest Automatic1111 web UI supports SDXL. But with that said, I suggest you try loading SDXL in your web UI first. If you could load the model weights, then you don't need to update, and feel free to skip to my testing results portion of the video. But if you cannot load the SDXL model, you will likely get an error like what I got here. Then you will need to follow the next steps. To update your current installation, you need to navigate to your main folder, click on the top navigation bar and type in CMD, then the command prompt window will open. In this window, type git pull. The git pull command will try to pull updates from the main Automatic1111 development branch. You might run into a message like what I have here. It says there is no tracking information for the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge with. We want to merge with the master branch because that is the main branch containing the latest released version of the web UI. Copy the command that is shown on the screen here and modify it like this, and click enter. You should see a message that says branch master set up to track origin master. This means you are now correctly set up to merge with the master branch. Then type git pull and hit enter. This should allow you to correctly update to the latest version of Automatic1111. Now you can close this command window and go back to your main folder. Go to your web-ui-user.bat file and double click on it. Now you see that message at the top saying cloning Stable Diffusion XL into your local drive. That means the installation is happening correctly. So just wait for it to finish. It will only take a couple of minutes. Once you get into your web UI, on the bottom of the page, you should see that the version is 1.5.1. Now we can try to load the SDXL base model again. It might take a few seconds, but eventually you will get a message saying that weights are loaded. let's do a test image generation. Here, I'm only using a simple prompt to test out whether the SDXL model and Web UI is functioning properly. We will generate better images later. Just a fair warning, since the SDXL model is fairly VRAM intensive, the image generation will be slower than if you are generating images using, say, version 1.5 models. If you have more VRAM, the image generation will be faster. Generating the initial image took me more than 2 minutes using my NVIDIA 3060 Ti graphics card with 8 GB of VRAM. That is with Xformers on. Let me know in the comments below if you had similar experience using SDXL, and feel free to share any settings or tips that might make image generation a bit faster in SDXL. Note, the first time that I tried to generate using SDXL, it alerted me to add the -- no-half-vae flag to my command line arguments. I'll show you in a minute how to do this. The SDXL model will need this command line argument to work properly. In order to add the -- no-half-vae flag, go to your WebUI user.bat file, right-click on it to open it with Notepad++. As you can see, I have many command line arguments set up here. I will add notes regarding each command line argument in the video descriptions. You will want to add the -- no-half-vae flag in front of Xformers. Don't forget to save the file. Close the previous command window. Then restart your web UI. Congratulations, you have just successfully updated your automatic 1111 web UI and installed SDXL. Now we are ready for the fun part.
Before we start, do me a favor and click the like and subscribe buttons to help support this channel. Your likes and subscriptions help me grow this channel and allow me to continue making quality content. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to see how images generated with SDXL stack up against fine-tuned version 1.5 models. I picked 3 very popular version 1.5 models. They are Dreamshaper 7, Minamix version 11, and Realistic Vision version 5.0. In case you don't already know, the fine-tuned models are good at many things, but each model is specialized in some way. Dreamshaper is a model that excels at generating illustration-style images. Minamix is a great anime model, and Realistic Vision is good at generating photorealistic images. I set up 12 different prompts and saved them as styles. Styles are simply saved positive and/or negative prompts, and you can reuse them by selecting them from the Styles menu on the right-hand side of the web UI. For all 12 prompts, I made them very simple with as few words as possible because I want to give the AI some freedom and see what they can generate. On Stability AI's website, they say that SDXL only requires a few words to create complex, detailed, and aesthetically pleasing images. So I figured let's put that to the test by using as few words as possible in the prompts. I will link the styles or prompts that I used in the descriptions for reference. I set up the script section to generated XY plot with the different models on the x-axis and styles on the y-axis. Here are the settings. This is a 4x12 grid with a total of 48 images. If you want to learn about how to generate XY plots or XYZ plots, I have a great tutorial for this. Feel free to check out that video by clicking on the link in the upper right-hand corner or in the descriptions. I am generating all images using the Euler sampling method, as this is an all-purpose sampler that I know would work well with most models. Sampling steps set to 40 and CFG scale set to 7, which are basically middle-of-the-road safe settings. Then width and height set to 1024 by 1024 because SDXL was trained on 1024 by 1024 images. And this will show us what SDXL can do without potentially introducing distortions in the images by setting the width and height to something smaller. Okay, all the settings are good to go. Let's click Generate, knowing that generating the SDXL images is going to take some time. I am going to skip ahead and show you the end results. But just for reference, all images generated with the version 1.5 models only took a total of 15 minutes, but the SDXL images took a total of 1.5 hours. Here is the completed XY plot with the models laid out horizontally and the styles going vertically. Note, all these images were generated in one shot, meaning I did not cherry pick the results. So we will see some images with artifacts. But I think this is a fair test for all 4 models. Let's take a look at the images from the top. As we go along, I will keep score. 1 point for each image that stuck to the prompt fairly well and generated an image with little to no artifacts. For the first set of images, I prompted the models to generate a girl, smiling and with a off-shoulder dress. We can see that all models did well except for Realistic Vision. Here it generated 2 women in the image. This is understandable because I set the width and height to 1024 by 1024, but for version 1.5 based models, since they were trained with a native 512 by 512 resolution, a larger size can introduce this type of double artifact. For the second set of images, I prompted 6 women smiling, posing for a group photo, and only the SDXL model came close to this prompt. This is one of the weaknesses for the version 1.5 models, which is when you prompt for multiple characters in the same image, it has trouble giving you the right number. But it seems like SDXL is better at this. That's a point for SDXL. For the third set, I prompted for 1 girl, smiling, full body shot, outdoor lighting, and depth of field. All the version 1.5 models did well, but SDXL did not give me a full body shot. This could be due to the seed value. Maybe a different seed would give a better result. Points will go to the version 1.5 models. In the next set, I prompted for a golden retriever with a chew toy in its mouth in a field, and look at the mess that we got. Again, I think the artifacts were mainly due to the images sizes being too large for the version 1.5 models. The only point here is going to SDXL for generating a normal image. For the next set of images of a restaurant, the main thing I wanted to test is to see if SDXL can put legible words into the image. And look at that. SDXL was the only one that put an open sign in the window of the restaurant. Definitely a win for SDXL. For the 6th image, I prompted for snow-covered mountains, 2 moons in the sky, a floating castle on top of a lake, and I would say Dreamshaper and SDXL are the clear winners here, as both images had all the elements in the prompt, and the images have great compositions. Technically, we are missing a moon in the images, but I will let that slide. Next, I prompted for a time-lapse photo of a skyscraper, downtown, nighttime, and airplane in the sky. Looks like Dreamshaper and Minamix made great time-lapse images, but forgot the airplane. Realistic Vision gave me 2 airplanes. SDXL delivered a great image with all the objects, but didn't show the time-lapse aspect. No points for any of the images on this one. Up next, I prompted for a tilt-shift photo, drone shot of Paris. What I was looking for was some of the landmarks of Paris. The first 2 images delivered the right style of buildings, but seemed to be melting the landmarks together. Only SDXL gave me what I expected to see, albeit the image did have some trees in the river. But still good job, SDXL. For the next set of images, I wanted to see an interior shot of a modern bedroom in a brochure-style photo. We got some nice results from all 4 models, but I have to give points only to Minamix and SDXL for the high levels of details in the images. Seems like SDXL is delivering its promise of generating highly detailed and complex images with very little prompt guidance. Next, I prompted for a product image of a sports car. As we can see, there are unfortunately artifacts in the first 2 images. Realistic Vision and SDXL both get points here, but only half a point for SDXL since the car is lacking some detail and polish. In the second to last set, I prompted for a product photo of a gourmet cheeseburger. I think I like the Dreamshaper image the best. All the other ones have some flaws in them. Lastly, I prompted for a documentary-style macro photo of an ant carrying a leaf. Unfortunately, no points for any of the images here, but I think SDXL came the closest to having a good image. To summarize, even though my little test here is a bit subjective, we can still see that SDXL has delivered on the promises of generating highly detailed and aesthetically pleasing images with very limited prompt guidance. And we saw it has some clear advantages over the version 1.5 models in a few difficult aspects of image generation. The Stability AI team also promises that SDXL is going to be easier to fine-tune, which is great news because seeing how good the base model is already, I can only imagine what the wizards of the AI community can do to make the fine-tuned models even better. Before we end this video, here's a bit of bonus content. Let me show you how to use the SDXL Refiner model. We are going to load it in the Image to Image tab. Drag and drop your SDXL base model image to PNG info. Then click on Send to Image. This will ensure you carry over all your prompts and image settings. Remember to switch your checkpoint to the refiner model. Don't leave it on the base model. Then set resize mode to just resize. Since this is a portrait, check restore faces. Set sampling steps to a higher number. Let's choose 80 and set denoising strength to somewhere between 0.20 to 0.30. Here I am going to set it to 0.25. Also be sure to use a random seed. Then click Generate. Skipping ahead to see the final image. On the left is the original and on the right is the final image after refiner model. We can see that the previous artifacts in the image are gone, and we are left with a very nice, clean, and detailed image. And that's how you can use the SDXL refiner model to enhance your base model images. I will leave you with some of the other SDXL images that I have generated, and the final images after running it through the refiner model. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please like the video and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in the next video.